Did you know that just 1 hour spent with you can change your grandchild's life forever? Studies show that kids who have close relationships with their grandparents are 40% less likely to experience depression and grow up with more confidence. Amazing, right? You're not just a grandparent. You're a real-life superhero in your grandkids' lives. But how do you turn occasional visits into an unbreakable bond that warms their hearts for a lifetime? In this video, I'll share 5 incredible ways to get closer to your grandkids, no matter their age or how far apart you live. And trust me, these ideas are so simple and heartwarming, you'll want to try them right away. Ready to discover the secrets that will make you their favorite childhood hero? Then stick around, you're in for a real journey into the world of family love. Hello, wonderful grandparents. Today, we're going to talk about what makes life truly special. Connecting with our grandchildren. There's nothing more beautiful than watching these little ones, or not so little ones, anymore, grow. Hearing their joyful laughter and knowing you're an important part of their world. But let's be honest, in today's busy world with their school schedules, screen time, and your own daily tasks, it's not always easy to find the time or the way to really connect. Yet, this bond isn't just a nice extra, it's a powerful force that helps them face life's challenges, feel loved, and understand their roots. In this video, I'll share 5 practical ways to strengthen that connection. We'll go through each step in detail, with real-life examples, so you can start using these ideas right away. Ready to get even closer to your grandkids and leave a lasting mark on their hearts? Then let's get started. Studying together is a time full of meaning. Spending time together on fun activities is like a magic key that unlocks the door to your grandkids' hearts. It's not just about passing the time, it's a chance to teach, inspire, and make memories they'll share with their own kids one day. Let's dive into a few ideas you can tweak to fit your style. Cooking together, from recipes to family stories. Picture this. You're in the kitchen with your grandson or granddaughter. The smell of a freshly baked pie fills the air, and flour dusts your hands and their little noses. Start with something simple, like biscuits or homemade cookies. As you mix the dough, share where the recipe came from. Maybe your mom came up with it during tough times, or you invented it when you were young. Ask them, would you toss in some nuts or chocolate chips? It's not just about cooking it. Teaches them to think and experiment. And if it's not perfect, laugh about it together. The fun is in the doing. You could even host a family cooking day where everyone makes something. Then you taste and cheer each other on. It's a blast and builds teamwork, gardening, lessons in growth and patience. If you've got a patch of dirt or a couple of pots on the windowsill, call your grandkids over to be gardeners. Show them how to plant seeds. Think bright sunflowers or fragrant mint. Explain how to care for them. See, if we water them with love, they'll turn into real beauties soon. Share how nature taught you, maybe how you grew potatoes with your parents as a kid. When the flowers bloom or the veggies ripen, throw a little harvest party with tea and praise for their hard work. It teaches responsibility, patience, and how caring pays off both in the garden and in life. Crafts and fix-it fun, from thread to masterpieces. Do you knit, sew, or build things? Or maybe you're handy with a hammer and nails. Invite your grandkids to make something with you. Knit a cozy winter scarf, let them pick the yarn color and try a few stitches. Or build a birdhouse. Hand them the screwdriver while you explain why helping birds matters. If a favorite toy breaks, show them how to fix it, step by step. It sparks their imagination and fine skills, plus shows you trust them. And it's a great excuse to say, look at you, you're a real pro. A story from a subscriber. The pie that connected generations. One of my subscribers sent me a letter about how her grandma taught her to bake an apple pie from a family recipe. She was 10 years old when they spent a whole day in the kitchen. She peeled apples while her grandma shared stories about her own mom. One time, she accidentally dumped in way too much cinnamon, and they laughed about it together. Her grandma just smiled and said, "Next time, it'll be even better." That day turned into one of her warmest childhood memories. Now she's a grandma herself, baking that same pie with her grandkids and passing down the story. For her family, it's more than just a recipe. It's a bond that stretches across generations. Short stories and family stories are a bridge to the past. Your stories aren't just words, they're a treasure that ties generations together. By sharing the past, you help your grandkids figure out who they are and give them a sense of belonging. Here's how to make it fun and meaningful. Story night, from adventures to life lessons. Set up a cozy evening with a cup of tea and a blanket. Tell them about how you rode your bike around the neighborhood as a kid, or the first time you saw the ocean. Add little details. Back then, we didn't have phones, so we made up our own games like building forts out of sticks. Let your grandkids ask questions. Were you scared of the dark? Or what did you eat for breakfast? It brings you closer. They'll see you not just as a grown-up, but as a kid like they are now. And if they're up for it, ask them to share their own stories. It turns into a real family album, memories that come alive. Pull out those old photos and sit down together to flip through them. Show them what your wedding day looked like. Or find a picture of you with their parents when they were young. Explain it. Here's your mom learning to walk. I was holding her hand. Share something funny like the time you spilled soup all over the holiday table. Then suggest making a new album. Let your grandkids add their own pictures and write captions. It's not just about saving history. It shows them their lives are part of a bigger family journey. Traditions, from yesterday to tomorrow. Every family has its own ways maybe. You always make dumplings for New Year's, or light candles on a special day. Tell them where it started. My grandma used to bake pies at Christmas to warm up the house. Then get them involved. Let's try it together. You shape the dough, and I'll tell you how we did it back in my hometown. It's more than a tradition, it's a way to pass down a piece of your heart, so they can carry it forward someday. A story from a relative, the album that brought the past to life. My cousin once told me about the time his grandpa, a war veteran, showed him an old photo album. In one picture, Grandpa was a young soldier, smiling with his buddies. For the first time, he opened up about the war, talking about friendship, the tough times, and how they made it through. My cousin saw him in a new light, not just as an old man, but as someone with an incredible story. After that night, they grew closer. My cousin kept asking questions, and Grandpa kept sharing. Now that album sits with him, and he shows it to his own kids so they can know their great-grandpa's history. Supporting the interests of grandchildren, being on their wavelength. To really connect with your grandkids, you've got to show them you care about what lights up their world. Their hobbies are their space, and your support makes them happier. Asking questions with interest. From soccer to sketching. Try asking, "So, how do you score those goals?" Or, "What's your favorite thing to draw?" Even if you're clueless about their passions, like dancing or coding, show some curiosity. "Can you show me how that works?" If they're into video games, sit beside them and say, "Walk me through the rules." It's a great way to bond, and they'll feel like experts. Who knows, you might even pick up a new hobby yourself. Being there, from bleachers to phone calls. If your grandson's playing soccer or your granddaughter's in a recital, make it a point to show up and cheer them on. Bring a sign that says you're the best, or just clap the loudest. Can't make it in person? Give them a call after. "I heard you scored a goal. Tell me all about it." Your effort says, "You matter to me." And if they're shy about it, just tell them, "I'm proud of you, win or lose." Playing together, from checkers to consoles. Don't shy away from jumping into their games. If they love board games, sit down for a round of Monopoly and let them beat you. Or if they're gamers, grab a second controller and team up for a level. Sure, you might fumble with the buttons at first, but their giggles and tips like, "Press this one, Grandpa," will make it unforgettable. It's not just a game, it's your ticket into their world. A story from a friend, the soccer game that brought us closer. My friend once told me about how her grandson, a huge soccer fan, invited her to one of his games. She didn't know a thing about soccer, but she went anyway, just for him. She sat in the stands, and he waved at her from the field. When he scored a goal, she cheered louder than anyone. After the game, he called her his lucky charm. Since then, she's become his biggest fan. She's even picked up a few of the rules. They talk about his practices all the time now, and it's brought them so much closer. He knows his grandma's always got his back. Long-distance communication, love across kilometers. Even if you live far away, your bond with your grandkids can stay strong and full of life. The trick is finding ways to feel close, no matter the miles between you. Video calls, regular and heartfelt. Set up video hangouts, say, every Saturday at 5 p.m. Read them a bedtime story, show them what you're cooking, or just chat about the weather. One time, try a talent show. Let them sing a song while you do a little dance. It turns calls into something special, not just a routine. And if the internet's spotty, don't give up. Even a quick I love you call warms their hearts. Letters and packages, surprises in the mailbox. Write a letter by hand. Share how your day went, or slip in an old photo with a note on the back. Tuck in something small, like a piece of candy, a sticker, or a homemade card. Every now and then, send a package, maybe socks you knitted, or a jar of jam with a tag that says, "Made with love for you." It's not just a gift, it's a piece of you they can hold. Online together, from movies to shared albums. Plan to watch the same movie at the same time, then talk about it over the phone. Or start a shared online album. You add pictures of your garden. They add their drawings. If they're into tech, play a simple online game together like checkers. These little steps shrink the distance between you. A story from a subscriber. Letters that became a tradition. One of my subscribers shared how he stays connected with his grandkids. While living in another state, every week, he writes them letters about his younger days, life lessons, or just the little things that happened that day. In return, they send him drawings and notes. One time, his grandson wrote back, "Your letters are like fairy tales, I keep them all." After that, the kids started calling him on video, and now every Friday, he reads them books online. Distance doesn't feel like a barrier anymore. They've built their own tradition that brings them together. Transfer of life experience, wisdom with a soul. Your years are a treasure chest of lessons you can pass down. But the key is sharing them in a way that keeps your grandkids hooked. Not rolling their eyes. Advice that counts when they ask. Wait for them to come to you with, "Grandpa, how do you fix a bike?" Or, "Grandma, what do I do if I fight with a friend?" Then jump in. "I once got a flat tire in the woods and figured out how to patch it. Want me to show you?" Or, "When I was little, I made up with my friend by sharing a piece of candy." It's not a lecture, it's help right when they need it. If they're quiet, just listen. Sometimes they only need to talk it out. Mistakes as lessons, showing you're human. Tell them about times you stumbled. "I flunked a test once because I didn't study, but it taught me a lesson." Or, "I lost a job, but I didn't give up and found a new one." It shows them mistakes aren't the end, they're a chance to grow. Toss in some humor. "Good thing I didn't become a chef. My first pancakes were like shoe leather." Values by example, kindness and gratitude. Show them how to be kind. Bake a pie for a neighbor and say, "Kindness comes back around." Or start a tradition. Every night, jot down something you're thankful for on a slip of paper, then read them together once a month. It teaches them to appreciate life and spot the good stuff, and it lifts your spirits too. A story from a relative. The lesson I'll never forget. My uncle once told me about when he was 15 and flunked an exam. Too scared to tell his parents. His grandpa noticed he was down and took him fishing. Out on the water, Grandpa shared his own story. how he lost a job because of a mistake, but kept going and found a new one. He told him, mistakes aren't the end, they're a start. The trick is learning from them. That gave my uncle the courage to talk to his parents, and they worked it out together. Now he passes those words on to his own kids, and they carry him through tough times. Dear grandparents, your connection with your grandkids isn't just a joy, it's your legacy. Every moment you spend together sharing stories, playing, or just hugging builds a foundation for their happiness. And here's the best part, that happiness comes back to you tenfold in their smiles. In their grandma, you're the best. And in the way they'll remember you years from now. Don't wait for the perfect time, start today. Call them up, pull out an old recipe book, write them a letter, or just tell them how much you love them. You're not just a grandparent, you're their guiding light, their hero, their home. Let's build those bonds together, ones that'll stay with them forever. See you next time, and may your home always be filled with the sound of kids' laughter.